What's up, guys? It's Rain City MMA. Your boy Bryson here with
Joey.
And today we're breaking down UFC 322 JDM Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. And then you got Weili versus Shevchenko at flyweight for the flyweight title. We got 2 title fights. This is going to be a fun one, and it's at MSG. Just going to add to the lore and the legends that are going to be built that night. All right, guys, the first fight of the night, we got a middleweight matchup between Bryson Sursukayev versus Eric Makhachev. Makhachev coming in at plus 550, and Sursukayev is minus 1,000. I think it's pretty clear, guys. Sursukayev set up here to win another fight. He did look bad against Eric Nolan. Nolan had a lot of success on the feet. So Makhachev, he'll look for that clinch, and he has big-time counters and power. He showed that against Brundage. But I think Sursukayev's going to stick to his wrestling this time and actually go to what had success against Nolan. And this time he'll shoot early and he'll shoot good takedowns, no sloppy ones. But Makhachev might, survive. It could be one of those ones where it goes to a decision, but I'm going to go Sursukayev by submission. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, this fight is pretty clear, clean cut. Sursukayev, he's a beast. Though, he's crazy dangerous with his top control, guys. He does struggle off his back foot at times, but 9 out of 10 wins come by finish. This guy is super dangerous, and he's against a guy like Makhachev with bad takedown defense at 57%, and a super low-volume striker, guys. So I don't see much of a threat on the Makhachev side. He does have a decent wrestling background, so I think he will stay alive for a little bit. So I'm not going to pick around here, but I'm going to say also Sursukayev money line, and the sub maybe round 2. Just Makhachev survives, and he really finds the finish. All right, guys. Next up, we got a strawweight women's matchup between Angela Hill and Fatima Klein. Fatima Klein coming in at a minus 430 favorite, and Angela Hill at a plus 325 dog. Guys, Angela Hill is 40 years old. She has fought the best of the best. She throws at a high volume. But I think this is going to be an end to her little streak. I think Fatima Klein is just a different type of beast. She's shown improvements on her feint game and throws crazy, nasty kicks. I think she's pretty dominant, and I think she can win in a dominant fashion here. But I'm going Fatima Klein and Fatima Klein decision for my locks on this fight. Who do you got, Bryson?
I'm also going Fatima Klein at minus 430, and she's going to be the first lock of our parlay, guys. Shout out Silver Fox BJJ. That's where Fatima Klein trains, as well as Aaron Blanchfield, both teammates fighting on the same card. I love that, guys. I think they're both going to be in that go mode, and Klein's getting some great reps. I mean, Blanchfield, you can't ask for a much better training partner. And she's up a weight class compared to Klein, so she's getting a bigger girl in there to help her out with some straw weights. Klein, great grappling defense. She lost her first fight against Yasmin Yazdavicius. Took that one on short notice, up a weight class. She has super high-level jiu-jitsu, lands 1.21 takedowns per 15 minutes on 60% takedown accuracy. And then that knockout Klein got, that head kick, oh my God, against Melly Martinez, she went to sleep. That was crazy. Angela Hill, we know who she is. High fight IQ, great gas tank, throws some good knees in the clinch. She likes to work in there. Starting to lose a step, though. She's getting slower. She's losing the punching power. She's going to be at a huge reach disadvantage here. 67.5 for Klein, 64.5 for Angela. Klein's 5'6", she's 5'3". I think it's Klein all day, and maybe Klein finish, unfortunately, for Angela. So we're going Klein money line and maybe look for Klein sub as well. All right, guys, next up we got a featherweight matchup. Pat Sabatini versus Chepe Marscow. Chepe is minus 115, and Pat Sabatini's minus 105. Guys, quite frankly, I love Chepe at minus 115 here. I think he has super high-level judo. We see him hit those judo tosses nonstop. Morgan Charrier, I believe his last fight was Ricardo Ramos. He puts a grinding pace on you. He puts on that like Marab top type style, just coming forward nonstop. Decent takedown defense, 73%. I don't think he has to worry about that. I know Sabatini's going to shoot, but he doesn't shoot great takedowns, guys. And he's usually landing these on lesser opponents. I think Chepe's judo is going to hold up, and I think his hands are fast. Throw some nasty low kicks. I like how he trains out of Colorado with Justin and those guys and Trevor Whitman. So I'm going to go Chepe here at minus 115. He's not going to make our parlay, but I'm probably going to put a little side bet and have Chepe on there. So I'd highly recommend betting on him. But he's not going to be on our parlay, guys. We got a lot of good picks. But who do you got here, Joey?
Yeah, guys. I'm also picking Chepe in this spot. I think Sabatini, he does shoot pretty sloppy takedowns, and his chin gets cracked super easy. Like Bryson mentioned, his judo tosses are insane. He lands 2.85 takedowns per 15 minutes, and he like Bryson said, throws crazy low kicks, and his athleticism is next level. Sabatini, he does kind of shoot sloppy takedowns, and he's always looking for the KO, but, I mean, what good is that when your chin gets cracked? I can see him coming in, Chepe tagging him a couple times, throwing him down to the mat, and getting it done early here. So, safer bet is Chepe moneyline, but if you wanted to sprinkle a little something crazy, I'd do Chepe KO, maybe round 2 or 3.
All right, guys. Next up, we got a real fun one, middleweight matchup. Kyle Dawkins versus Gerald Meerschaert, GM3. GM3 is coming in at plus 265. Dawkins is minus 340. For me, guys, I'm going Dawkins here. I think that last performance where he knocked out Michel Pereira, which I did not see coming. I don't think Joey did either. That was impressive. His hands are improving. Has high-level jiu-jitsu. Shoots sloppy takedowns. He has 25% accuracy, but he can mix it up when he needs to. GM3, 29 wins by sub. Has elite jiu-jitsu, guys. I mean, he's 37-20. This guy got elite experience. He wants to close the distance, get a hold of you. Someone's getting finished this fight, guys. Dawkins, 15 out of 20 fights haven't gone the distance. So I think Dawkins is going to knock out GM3. I think their grappling will cancel out, and it will kind of be like the Michel Pereira fight. I think another round 1 knockout for Dawkins, and he's going to start exploding up again now with 2 wins in the UFC. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, this is going to be a fun fight for sure. GM3, he's been around for a while. He has crazy fight experience, like Bryson said. He's only been to only won 2 decisions ever, which is pretty crazy. He tends to slow down when going deeper into the fight, which I do think favors Dawkins, because in his last fight, that's what got a hold of Ferreira, those takedowns. Even though he doesn't land them, guys, it's the fact that he makes them think about it. I always love seeing that from a fighter. He attempts 1.9 subs for 15 minutes, too. So if he does end up getting you down, guys, he's super dominant, and he will find that sub or find a way to win. That's why I'm picking Kyle Dawkins moneyline in this fight. And I don't have any props. I just say Kyle Dawkins moneyline. All right, guys. Next up, we got a bantamweight matchup between Malcolm Wellmaker and Cody Haddon. Malcolm Wellmaker at a minus 150 favorite and Cody Haddon at a plus 125 dog. Guys, it's going to be a banger fight. I think Wellmaker is going to be really tested in this fight. Haddon, he's a pretty good guy. He shows to have like super fast hands. And he mixes up his game pretty well. Wellmaker, he always wants to find his range, especially early, and he pops out a clean jab. He's a KO monster, guys. He throws out a crazy high volume. I think Malcolm Wellmaker could get it done here. I think he's going to surprise people because it might go to the 3rd round or even the scorecards. I'm just picking Wellmaker moneyline in this fight to be a little safer. But I think that would show a lot to his game if he could do this. So I'm picking Wellmaker moneyline. But who do you got, Bryson?
I really like Cody Haddon here as a dog at plus 125. He lands 9.20 significant strikes per minute. He lands 2.48 takedowns per 15 minutes on 37% takedown accuracy. Wellmaker, he's going to be the better striker. Like I believe he is. He has the better power. I think Haddon's a little more technical in the striking and better than that way. But that fight Wellmaker had in 2023 against Taylor Moore, former Dana White Contender Series guy, but that guy's 10-8, and Wellmaker won a majority decision, but Moore was having him struggle against the fence and the grappling and the wrestling. And I think Hadon can mix all parts of the game here. And I think, if anything, it will be a close decision where it will maybe be, if Wellmaker wins, it will be off of, damage. But we'll see. I think Hadon can mix in the takedowns, do enough damage, and outstrike him too. Just the volume in general. He always throws a lot and puts on a good pace. So I'm going Cody, but it's going to be a close one. All right, guys. Now we got a huge flyweight women's matchup where the stakes are very high. We got Erin Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. Erin Blanchfield is coming in at minus 175, and Tracy Cortez is coming in at plus 145. So for me, guys, I think I'm going to lean Blanchfield here. This is also their second fight, by the way. They fought once in 2019. Cortez was 25 years old. Blanchfield was only 20, guys. So Blanchfield is 26. So in 6 years, she's already caught up to Tracy Cortez and has one more fight than her. Cortez hasn't fought back-to-back in a year, like in one single year, since 2019. So this year's her first time having back-to-back fights in 1 year. I don't like that for her. Blanchfield has elite-level jiu-jitsu, always pressuring forward. She lands 1.86 takedowns per 15 minutes, very active in the clinch, does good work. Tracy, though, Tracy's really good, too. She's fought good people. They both have the common opponent in Rose, where Blanchfield's won, Tracy lost. Tracy has great offensive wrestling, times takedowns well. She's low volume, but picks her shots well, very efficient. Poor takedown defense, though, at 62%. I don't like that for Tracy. I think Blanchfield can find some openings. I think her striking coming forward will set up takedowns, and I think Blanchfield wins on the scorecards, and I think it's at a good number. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, this fight's going to be pretty fun. Tracy Cortez, she's been on a little bit of a run for a while, but I think that ends here. I think Blanchfield's just, a different type of monster. 80% takedown defense on Blanchfield's side, guys. And like Bryson said, takedown defense for Cortez is 62%. I just see an easy way for Blanchfield to win and exploit that. As well as on the Cortez side, she's very inactive for fight timing, and she hasn't really fought back-to-back, like Bryson said, since 2019. It's about 4 to 5 years, so this is going to be a quick turnaround for her, and, the weight cut's going to maybe hit a little different. We'll have to see her on the scales for sure. But, she is a low-volume striker and picks her shots pretty well. Blanchfield, though, I just think her gas tank and how she's fought elite comp is just going to play into all of her strengths. So I got Blanchfield decision and money line in this fight. All right, guys, next up, we got a middleweight matchup between Roman Kopylov and Gregory Rodriguez. We got Rodriguez as a minus 185 favorite and Kopylov at a plus 155 dog. Guys, Kopylov in his last fight, he looked pretty good. It was 1-1 going into the third, and, he just got knocked down at the last second. Didn't look good for the scorecards. Rodriguez, though, he has that crazy KO power and crazy jiu-jitsu. Kopylov, he puts together his combo super well. He has a 50%, so half striking accuracy. I think Rodriguez, though, can just really exploit that because Kopylov doesn't do well against pressure, guys. When he's the one dictating the fight, obviously, he does pretty well, but I think Rodriguez has a clear path to victory here. I think Gregory Rodriguez money line and Gregory Rodriguez decision is a lock for me in this fight. Who do you got, though, Bryson?
Yeah, guys, I think we're getting Rodriguez pretty cheap at minus 185. You got, Kopylov looked horrible against Paulo Costa that last time out, and he's kind of turning around quickly. I don't think he changed much in his game. He struggles against guys who pressure him, who go forward first, and who really can grapple as well. I know Paulo didn't, but Anthony Hernandez. And now you're giving me a guy on Rodriguez who can do both. I I think it's a pretty clear-cut fight. I think Rodriguez is going to knock him out or just dominate 30-27 decision. He lands 2.21 takedowns per 15 on 38% takedown accuracy. That's not great, and I know Kopylov has great takedown defense at 87%, but once he got in there with a guy like Hernandez, it was easy, and I could see Rodriguez landing them, throws nasty knees and elbows in the clinch. At times will gas out in the first, and he does leave his chin up. Kopylov's going to be the quicker striker in the first, but I think if this goes long, it's all Rodriguez. Kopylov, bad grappling defense, puts together combos well, 50% significant strike accuracy. He's knocked down 6 out of 10 of his UFC opponents, but I don't see that being Rodriguez. I think it's going to be the other way around. So I'm going to go Rodriguez with Joey here, and I'm also going to lean the knockout. I think he gets Kopylov out of there. All right, guys, now we got the last prelim of the night. Bo Nickel versus Adolfo Vieira. This is at middleweight. Bo Nickel is minus 225. Vieira's plus 185. Thank God this is the prelim, by the way. If they would have had this over BSD and Dariush to open up the main card, that would have been an absolute disgrace, especially two ranked lightweights who are beasts. So shout out the UFC for doing the right thing, putting Bo on the prelim, even though I still don't think he should be over a couple of these fights. It's okay. I'm going to lean towards Bo Nickel at minus 225. I could see the argument for Vieira. He's training with the Fighting Nerds now. He looked really good in that last fight against Tresean Gore. He throws powerful low kicks, constant chain wrestling, does great in scrambles, great jiu-jitsu. He definitely has better jiu-jitsu than Bo Nickel, but Bo's going to be the better wrestler. He lands 3.34 takedowns per 15 minutes on 53% takedown accuracy. So when Bo wants to wrestle, he can wrestle. When he does that striking shit like he did against Paul Craig, and he's standing there and, it looked silly, He's making a mockery of the sport when he's doing stuff like that. I think Bo needs to come out, and I think he will, because coming off the loss against RDR, he's going to be focused and wanting to finish Adolfo Vieira, and he's going to look for a sub and wrestle him. So I'm going to pick Bo Nickel, expecting him to stick to his game plan and does what he does best. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, Bo Nickel, he has elite level wrestling credentials, especially in college. He lands 3.34 takedowns per 15 minutes at a 53% accuracy, which is insane. I just think in his last fight, it was kind of a fluke. Everybody was kind of clowning on him online about, oh, you're only a wrestler, you can't strike, your fights suck or whatever. I think it just kind of got to his head a little bit. And I think, that loss really taught him a lot. And I think he stayed focused. He attempts 2.9 subs per 15 minutes too. So I could see, a little ground game going between him and Vieira, and then he finds the better of the two, or, he goes to decision. But Vieira is, a beast on the ground, like Bryson said, elite level chain wrestling, and he lands at a pretty good rate, 3.9 takedowns per 15 as well. But I just got Bo Nickel in this fight. I think it's a great spot for him to bounce back. All right, guys, kicking off the main card, we got a lightweight banger between Beneil Dariush and Benoit Saint-Denis. Dariush coming in at a plus 160 dog, and Benoit Saint-Denis at a minus 190 favorite. Guys, Dariush, he throws very sharp kicks at all levels. He switches his stance super frequently, which kind of messes up his opponents at times. And he shoots pretty good double legs. So I like that for him. But on the BSD side, guys, he's only lost to Moicano and Poirier, yeah, as of recent. And I mean, guys, these are two guys who have just fought for the belt. Poirier against Islam, and Moicano also stepping up to fight him as well. But, he has a 55% striking accuracy, which is crazy, and his ground game is insane. He lands 4.35 takedowns in 15 minutes. Guys, BSD is a different type of animal. He can get it done on the feet or the ground. I just see more ways for him to win here against Dariush, and I don't like Dariush's chin. So I'm picking BSD moneyline. and maybe BSD late KO. Who you got, Bryson?
Yeah, I also like BSD here. I think the momentum's going with him. He beat Prepolic, and then he just beat Rufy back-to-back finishes after, getting back-to-back losses against two guys who fought for the title, like Joey's saying. Dariush is a gamer. He's fought Charles Oliveira, Sarukian, Gamrot, some killers, Moicano. He's fought some great people, so this is a great test for BSD, but I feel like this is the test he's actually going to pass this time. Dariush has been dropped his last three, including the last one against Moicano. BSD, he swings heavy with his boxing, and it's just he's closing the distance to get a hold of you. Really good offensive grappling, good top control. Pressures very early to start. That's the one thing I like about BSD. He's always going to get that first round, and we also saw last fight, guys. Moicano dropped Dariush that first round, so look for round one BSD on this one. He might get on Dariush's back and sub him quick. Dariush does have great grappling defense, so I could see a decision in this one going long, but I would just play BSD at minus 190. He as well almost made our lock. So him and Chepe are some extra ones we'd give you guys. So minus 115 Chepe and minus 190 BSD for some extra picks if you guys don't like our other ones. All right, guys. These next two are crazy. We got two crazy welterweight matchups. The first one, we got Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Leon's coming in at plus 170. Prates is minus 205. I like Prates here, guys. I like that it's a kickboxing fight, so we're probably not going to see much grappling or any wrestling exchanges. Prates wants to find the range and control the distance. He throws nasty knees and kicks to the body. Great takedown defense at 84%. I know Leon can wrestle, but Prates showed it in that Ian fight. I can wrestle, and I thought we saw a lot of improvements from Prates. I thought his feint game looked better. I thought he threw a little more volume against Neal because he knew it was a 3-rounder. He paced himself, and he got that finish right at the end of the round with the spinning back fist. Leon, he does show a nice feint game, but he has that quitter mentality, guys. I don't like Leon. I don't like his last three performances. The Colby fight was a snooze fest on both sides, but Leon did a little more, so he won. The Bilal performance was uninspiring, and then the Sean Brady one, you were like, what is this? Like, this version of Leon's horrible. Leon's a low-volume striker, too, but he does land at 54% significant strike accuracy. But I think Prates could find the knockout, but I also could see a decision. I could see Leon just bouncing on the outside, surviving, and, a lot of fans probably might be disappointed, but I could see Prates winning decision, but I think Prates minus 205 is actually a steal, and I think it's the play you guys should do. And he's also going to be on our parlay. So that's Klein and Prates on our parlay so far, you guys.
Yeah, guys, I got Prates in this fight. Leon Edwards, he had that crazy devastating head kick to Kamaru Usman a while back. Ever since that win, I don't think he's ever been in the right mentality. Like Bryson said, he's kind of quitting on himself and his fights. He does have a great gas tank on him and smooth footwork. He's light on his feet. But, Prates is a different beast, guys. He took one loss, and I think he learned a lot from that, training at the Fighting Nerds gym. 54% striking accuracy. Like Bryson said, it's going to be a pretty high IQ kickboxing match, but I could see Prates getting the better of him here. He has great distance management, and, he has that one-punch KO power. He also does have pretty good knees up the middle. I know he has a little bit of Muay Thai background as well. His takedown defense at 84% is even more of a reason to bet on him. So our second leg is Prates money line, and if you're feeling crazy, Prates KO. All right, guys, we got the featured bout of the night: Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Sean Brady coming in at a minus 145 favorite, and Morales as a plus 120 dog. Guys, these next two fights, like Bryson said, are going to be super crazy because they're pretty much going to dictate, I think, who is going to fight for the title next. So Breaking it down now, Michael Morales, he's very loose and comfortable on his feet, and he likes to throw like superpower punches. He does get sorry about that, guys. He does get caught in the air a little bit, and but his takedown defense makes up for that, I think, guys. At 89%, pretty crazy. He throws some crazy fast low kicks and lands 5.62 significant strikes per minute. He makes people fight at his range, guys, and I could see a way for him to win here. It's not by KO, though. I think it is going to start round 3 and Morales' money line. I think he might get it done on the scorecards. Sean Brady is a beast, though, and, it's going to be a close one. I got Morales, though. I think he can pull it out. Who you got, Bryson?
I'm going to go Sean Brady here at minus 145. I love Morales. I do think he's a future champion, but I think this is where he's going to have a lesson and have to really, own in on his grappling and his wrestling. But Morales is good. He's really technical. He's lengthy. He loves his kicks. He always gets those low kicks to find the range. Pops out good jabs. Has some real power. We saw what he did to Burns. Finish him in the first round. Sean Brady, I believe, yeah, he won by a decision. But look what he did against Leon, guys. Sean Brady's fighting some tough guys here. Lands 3.62 takedowns per 15 minutes on 54% takedown accuracy. He current welterweights, he's landing the 4th most takedowns in the welterweight division. Fantastic 59% significant strike defense. People sleep on his striking. His striking's good. It's technical. Sean Brady's smart. He likes to pop out the straight shots, the 1-2 down the pipe, and he's pressuring you and setting those up to get the takedowns. But Morales is going to be tough. I think this goes all 3, but I'm going to lean Sean Brady by decision in a close one. All right, guys. Now we got the co-main event of the evening, flyweight women's matchup. To me, guys, this is the best women's fight we've seen this century. This is a fight. I think it's going to live up to the expectations, too. I don't think it will be boring. But we got Valentina Shevchenko, a legend, coming in at minus 125 versus Zhang Weili, who's coming up in a weight class, plus 105. Me and Joey have talked about this fight for, a couple of months since it's been announced. It's an awesome fight, but I'm leaning towards Weili here. She shows to have very fast hands, has nasty ground and pound, does really well in scrambles. She lands 2.24 takedowns per 15 minutes on 45% takedown accuracy. And she showed in that last fight against Tatiana Suarez, her wrestling has improved. Her hands, I didn't realize till rewatching that fight, she really put some hands on her. She can pop. She really hurts people. She has solid takedown defense, 74%. Super smooth feint game. Valentina, she uses her kicks really well, uses that teep. Huge improvements in offensive wrestling, active ground and pound with positioning. She really distributes her weight really well on the ground. She does stand still a lot of times, though, and that's where I think Weili can take advantage. You see at times Shevchenko will just stand there with her hands up and sometimes isn't moving her feet, and I think Weili can pop her in there and do some damage. She needs to be ripping to the body, though. I think Weili needs to do work there. But this is going to be such a good fight. I think it's going all 5, bell to bell. So I'm going to lean Weili at plus 105 as a dog, but Shevchenko is a legend, and whoever wins this will cement their legacy. Who you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I'm picking the champ. I'm going Shevchenko. That's my girl, guys. She likes to finish with the low kick. She'll hit you with a 1-2 down the pipe, maybe even body and end it with a low kick. I think one of my perfect, most best things you could see in MMA, it's just so snappy with the low kicks too. She's active on her ground and pound and also active with her positions on the ground, which is very improved because she is coming from, a sort of kickboxing background. She, like Bryson said, she stands still a little bit, but her takedown defense is crazy at 75%, guys. So, yeah, Weili might try to initiate the grappling. I believe Shevchenko can stay upright and, get it done here. 63% striking defense, too, and has a great gas tank. So, she's not giving up that belt, in the 3rd, 4th round. Oh, she got, quitting her or whatever. No, she's fighting for that belt, guys. She also lands 2.62 takedowns per 15 minutes on a 60% accuracy, which is insane. You know, she is 1 year older than Weili, so there's no discrepancy there. But I just think, you know, with her pressure as well as, you know, the takedown she lands and her takedown defense, I think, you know, Shevchenko can pull out a decision here. I don't see a finish here as well. I think this is just going to be a great display of MMA, and I'm super excited to see who wins this fight and wins the belt. Hopefully Shevchenko pulls through for us. So I'm going Shevchenko money line and Shevchenko decision. All right, guys, we got the main event of the evening, a welterweight championship bout between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev. Maddalena at a plus 225 dog and Makhachev at a minus 275 favorite. Guys, this is going to be a banger fight. I've never bet against Islam. You know, in his last couple fights, I bet by sub. He's, you know, just a great champion at his weight class currently, and I hope he gets that double champ status. You know, he times his takedowns super well. He has crazy fight IQ, and he has a 58% striking accuracy, which is pretty crazy. Some guys are thinking, oh, yeah, he's just good on the ground. No, this guy has hands. Look what he did to Volk, you know. He's shown huge improvements in his boxing and throws great head kicks as well. JDM, you know, he's comfortable in both stances, and he throws a lot to find his range. He does pull his guillotine way too much, and I think Islam can exploit that. I'm going to go Islam moneyline here, and I just think he gets it done. You know, 90% takedown defense. He's training with Habib. I think he can maybe find a finish late, so I will bet Islam sub on, you know, sprinkle that a little bit in, but Islam moneyline is the lock here for me. Who do you got, Bryson?
I'm also going Islam Makhachev. He's also going to be our last leg. So we have Klein. We wanted to update the odds too. Klein's now at minus 500. Second leg is Prates at minus 210. And then we're going Islam to be double champ, welterweight, and new. Islam, you guys know him. He's good everywhere. He's been the pound for pound one for a reason. I think when he wins, he'll take it back from Ilya. Excellent takedown defense, 90%, has an exceptional gas tank. Unreal grappling jiu-jitsu. We know his sambo, combat sambo is amazing. Great top control and pressure. When he's on top of you, the way these Dagestanis are able to distribute the weight and just be on top of you and shift it, you're not getting up. JDM, he's getting taken down by guys like Basil Hafez. Look what Gilbert Burns did. Gilbert Burns had a lot of success till that third round where JDM finally won. I mean, JDM even struggled against Holland. That was a split decision. Yes, I agree JDM should have won unanimously, but still, keeping it close with Holland at all at welterweight especially, I mean, I don't know. And JDM, though, he pops out a clean jab, great head movement, has 64% significant strike defense. Puts together combinations very well. You know, JDM throws a lot of volume. He likes to rip to the body, throws those low kicks to find the range. I like JDM. I think he's good, but I think this is where it is JDM's boxing is not as great as Islam's grappling. So Islam has better boxing than JDM's grappling. Islam's the more complete fighter. I think his boxing against Dustin looked phenomenal. And, we're going Islam here, and I think he could also get the sub in the 4th, 5th round late.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Rain City MMA. We appreciate all the support, you know, on the edits, as well as the videos, the likes, the comments, subscribes, even the views, guys. We appreciate everything, and it gives us more motivation to do it next week. We're coming out with these videos, and we got a 3-leg parlay cooked up for you, and this one's smacking, guys. I promise you. We got Klein kicking it off as the first leg, minus 500. Prates as the second leg, minus 210. And finishing off with Islam, the main event, double champ status. Lock it in. Get those three done, and we'll see you at the cash counter.